Welcome to TechCentric.
Welcome to TechCentric number 5. This is our, well, hopefully by the time you're seeing this will be the latest episode. If you're seeing this in a couple months, it probably won't be the latest episode anymore because we try to release as often as we can.
Well, you're rambling.
I know, but I like to ramble. It's okay. It's okay. Just trying to explain, in case they're joining us for the first time.
Right.
I'm Will.
And I'm Steve.
And this is TechCentric, the all-around video podcast, or vidcast for the hacker, geek, gamer, noob, whatever you might be, whatever you happen to be, you're welcome here. This is episode 5, like I said before. We're going to have a shorter episode today because we don't have much content. It's getting close to winter. It's been cold out a lot. It's been cold. This is probably one of the last nice days we're going to have. So we're in a lack of filming time. Also, work, school, etc. But we're happy to bring you episode 5. Let's kick it off. I painted my laptop, Steve.
Yep.
Painted it blue.
Wow.
Painted it blue in a full write-up, full video write-up.
Nice. Blue Dell.
Blue Dell C600.
Let's see that.
Let's check it out. All right. Painting your laptop has long since been an intimidating yet attractive solution to making your laptop look a lot better without possibly breaking it and without breaking the bank. Intimidated many a geek because of, you just spent a couple hundred to maybe up to a couple $1,000s on a new laptop, gets the job done, gets it done very well, just not as pretty as you might like. It's actually surprisingly easy to do, and if you have the right tools, which isn't much, and you got some free time, and you're willing to, accept your mistakes once in a while, you can actually come out with a very nice product. So this is going to be the first part of a 2-part segment where I'm going to show you my own laptop painting. We're going to go through step by step. There's going to be about 3 major steps, which I'll get into here in a minute. And hopefully this is really informative because we haven't done much modding on the show yet, but I'm hoping to change it. So let's get started. I'm going to show you what you need. Alright, so let's start this off with what you're going to need. Of course, you're going to need your laptop. This laptop right here, this is my Dell C600 Pentium 3 laptop. It was about $400 on eBay when I got it. It's probably only worth about $200 now. This laptop is ideal for laptop painting because it features many flat surfaces, and it doesn't dirty very well. It doesn't dirty a lot, rather. And in my case, it's not scratched up to the point of there's a lot of sanding and buffing. Other than the laptop, let's see what else we're going to need. For the disassembly portion of the process here, we're going to need Ziploc bags. Now, I have a couple sizes of Ziploc bags for every piece, right? You need some for the screws, you need some for the bigger pieces, such as hinges and stuff that doesn't look like a typical laptop piece, like a CD-ROM drive or a hard drive or whatever. Hinges, various mechanical pieces, right? You're going to want to keep that all very organized and very separated, and you're going to want to take pictures along the way so you know exactly how everything fits back together, so that when you get done, you don't have a bag of screws and you're like, are these extra or what? Extra screws. That's never a good thing. For the disassembly portion also, you're going to need a nice little set of precision screwdrivers. You shouldn't need any more than 3 or 4 of these, different sizes. Hopefully you can see these right there, yeah. They're your basic sunglass. I think a lot of places sell them as like sunglass repair kits or whatever. Next thing you're going to need is paint. Now let's talk a little bit about paint. Krylon Fusion is a plastic vinyl dye. It's not technically a paint. What difference is between Krylon Fusion and other vinyl dyes is, and like a latex-based or a other sort of spray paint, is that instead of just sitting on the surface, it does exactly what it sounds like. It actually dyes the plastic. These run a little bit more pricey than regular paint. I think these were about $5 a can. but money well spent in the long run. This is going to sit right on top of the vinyl die after we lay on a couple coats of this to my liking. Let's talk about getting that stuff off a little bit. What I've got here is two different types of wet dry sandpaper. I have 220 grit, 1500 grit, and 400. The 220 is over there somewhere. You're going to want to use this at different stages in the painting process, especially when you're using the clear coat, because it'll actually make it go on a little bit light. The coat's go on a little bit clearer. To go along with the wet dry sandpaper, you're also going to need some water. Now, this is just standard tap water, with the exception that we've added a couple little minuscule drops of just standard dial soap. Alright, so that's about everything that you'll need. If I come across anything I forgot in here that I think I forgot, then I'll cover it later in the segment. But for now, let's go ahead and start with the disassembly here. Just go ahead and remove anything that's easily removable with like 1 or 2 screws, and anything that is normally meant to be changeable, right? So we're going to remove the Wi-Fi card, batteries, etc., etc. So let's go ahead and do that real fast. Okay, so at this point we have pretty much everything that we can get off with a couple of screws. All the removable devices are gone. You got some little panels that are easily removable like this. This one fits right up here. That came off easily with no screws or anything. The keyboard screws were probably, I kind of lied, there's a lot of screws for the keyboard, but I had replaced the keyboard before, so I knew kind of how that worked. And pretty much all that's left now, the monitor and basic mechanical things that hold it all together. So I'm going to take off the monitor now. The monitor you got to kind of be careful with. Alright, so the next step is we disassembled most of the computer. We'll get back to that in a minute, but we're going to disassemble the actual screen itself. The next step, which hopefully will go well, is I'm going to try to actually pull off this Dell logo, because I don't want to paint over that. I haven't decided what I want to do with that yet. So anyways, now that we have everything assembled and we're keeping sure to keep everything nice and organized, because remember, that is the key to this whole process going back together. Getting apart is the easy part, just like landing a plane. Taking off and flying is the easy part, getting it back on the ground is the hard part. Same thing with taking apart and painting your laptop, right? You got to keep everything organized, and you got to know exactly where everything is when the time comes to replace it and put it back together and make it a functioning machine again. So anyway, the majority of the disassembly is done. I still have to go through on here and pull off all the plastic on here. I'm still deciding if I'm going to want to paint the bottom yet, because I don't know, the bottom has a lot of little crannies and stuff, but I'm probably going to end up painting it just very roughly. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and tear the rest of this down. It's probably going to be pretty boring, but I'm going to speed it up about 45 times, and it's only going to be a couple seconds. So this has been the first section of this. The next section will be later in this episode, where I'm going to go through some of the basic sanding procedures and show you how to get it prepped for paint. Because even though this can says no prep and no sanding, that's BS. You need to sand it, you need to clean off all the plastic so that any of your oils and everything like that doesn't stick to the often overlooked part of the process of painting any form of laptop or even anything in general. Sanding must be done. Sanding removes the imperfections in the layer of paint or what you were painting onto and allows it to be a perfect, flat, nice surface for paint to stick to or for you to actually look at. We're going to add a little bit of soap to our water, and the main purpose of the water, there's a couple purposes actually. One is to keep it lubricated, because if you see we do this, right, that is it just doesn't look right. It's got it's all white and crappy, and there's stuff on there from, it didn't do as good of a job as it should. So a little bit of soap helps. The soap is mainly used as a lubricant. You know you've added too much when it starts bubbling a lot. It should not be like a bubble bath. It's just a little bit of soap. Alright, so you're starting to sand the plastic. You want to get a little bit wet, just kind of, the more water the better. You cannot have too much water. Don't worry about the water. You're going to start off sanding in a very just slow, or using almost no force. You're just using the weight of my hand. Alright, so once everything is sanded, you're going to have a very grimy looking surface here because of all the plastic that's come off. So we're just going to give this a quick rinse, and then we'll be able to begin the painting process. So this concludes part one of how to paint a laptop, or how to paint anything really. Let's review real fast. A couple rules. You want to keep organized, right? We separated all the screws, all the little pieces, anything that could get lost into separate little Ziploc bags, label them, etc. Step two, take it slow. There's no need to rush, even if it takes you a couple days or weeks. I mean, I'm going to probably work on this every day after work for a little while. I mean, there's no need to rush. You don't need to get it done in one weekend. Step three, make sure that you have proper tools and supplies before you begin. You don't want to get stuck halfway through with the wrong thing and end up using the wrong thing just because you have it. Make sure you're using the right kind of sandpaper, right kind of paint for the job, etc. If you have any questions, just email me at will@techcentric.org. Visit me at the site, techcentric.org. Find me on AIM, that's TCentric Will. And stay tuned for episode 6, where I will conclude this segment and actually paint and reassemble the laptop. It's been fun.
Alright, so Will, how many coats did you use on that?
Anywhere between 4 and 5 coats for the actual paint, and then depending on the durability and how willing you are to have how much gloss you're willing to put on in your routine, you need 4 and 5, 9 and 10 coats of gloss if you want it to be more durable. It really depends on how much paint you have, how much time you're willing to wait to between coats, stuff like that.
Alright, cool.
Yes. Just Steve. Just back from Africa.
Well, actually, I watched Africa.
Watched.
Yes. It's called Africam.com. It's a website, and you can watch Africa. So
I'm assuming it's on Surf with Steve.
Yes, it is.
Surf with Steve.
It's coming up next.
Sweet.
Hello again, and welcome to another segment of Surfing with Steve. I'm your host, Steve, and I have 2 sites for you today. The first one being dafont.com, and that's DAFONT.com. There's a little font site I came across as I was looking for a font for the school play, and I really like it because it has a nice categorizing system. It's very easy to find a font that you're looking for. I mean, you're trying to find with Chinese or Japanese kind of foreign look, you can find that right away. It's real easy. And so I recommend that. There's lots of alternatives to Comic Sans on here that you can check out, so I definitely recommend it. Alright, so the second site I have for you today is Africam.com. That's AFRICAM.com. And what this is it's this company that put together an actual live video stream of a watering hole in Africa. So you click on the link for the Nikoro stream, and you can watch this every day, 24 hours a day. It's a live stream of a watering hole in Africa. Now, I don't know how they got the camera out there or internet, but that's their problem, and it's fun to watch. So if you have a few extra minutes and you don't know what to do with them, go to africam.com. Alright, so this has been Surfing with Steve. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you have suggestions for websites you'd like me to review, go ahead and give me an email at steve@techcentric.org. And that's about all I have for you today. So until next time.
Thefont.com.
Mm-hmm.
Fonts.
Fonts indeed.
Fonts and more fonts.
Mm-hmm.
On a font site, gotta be some variations of Comic Sans. How many variations, how many Comic Sans do they have on that Thefont.com?
0. Just the way it should
Just
be.
the way it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Yes. So
I'll have to check that out.
I heard that Tabak, he had this drawer and he modded it into his tower.
Why?
I have no idea.
Is it the next segment?
It is.
Sweet.
Yes, it
Guess
is.
we'll find out if there's a reason.
Just watch.
If you're like me, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty messy. I have a habit of being pretty disorganized, and if you've seen my desk, you can definitely see just how bad it is. So what I've got today is a short little mod that'll help you try and organize yourself a little bit. It's useful if you want to go to LAN parties or if you just want to get some small clutter off your desk. What you're going to need for it is an old CD-ROM drive. I got a few of them laying here. Screwdriver, drive bait cover, some screws, I got them laying over here. Some adhesive you're probably going to want. I'm using tape just for quickness sake of the segment. But you're also going to want a prying tool, PCI slot cover, best thing in the world. You use what you want though, you can use a standard blade screwdriver. Alright, so the first style I got going for you is what I call a compartment style. Basically we're going to be taking a drive and making a hole in your computer for you to shove small stuff into. What you're going to need for this is your CD-ROM drive. Obviously you don't need any cabling or stuff, you don't even need the insides. What you want to do is unscrew it. All you want is the metal housing. I've already taken one and done just that. Basically what you want is you want to take anything that's inside there, tray, all the electronics, connectors, I don't care what, don't belong. This is all you want right here, the metal housing, top, sides, bottom. Alright, depending on who makes your drive and how old it is, it might be easier or harder to take it apart. I really can't go into that, but this is an old Packard Bell drive that was made in 1994. So it was really straightforward, bottom and sides and top were separate. So once you got all that, you're going to want to, depending on if your case has the rack mount brackets where it's all slide in and out, or you screw them in, you're going to want to put those on and slide it in. So mine happens to be rack mount. Haven't figured that out already. So I'm just going to screw this on real fast. So now that we've got our little rack mount things on, we're all set. I'm just going to pop this right in. Now look at that, you got a hole in your case. You can shove stuff in, it's not going to fall back into your tray, in your motherboard tray. If it's something metal, it's not going to short anything out. You won't get anything tangled in your wires. It's just a good place to shove stuff. You could throw some cabling in there or something if you're heading to a LAN party. Good place for it. So if you wanted to, you could take your slot cover, cut off your little clips, and you could use some tape or that small door hinge or something from a hobby shop. You could kind of stealth it a little bit, make a little cabinet door for it. Another way you could do with it is, this parts on this drive don't exactly have it, but you could take the front bezel off the tray and the front bezel off the drive, and you could glue it together, glue it shut. And you could put both of them there so it looks like it's an actual drive that you can just pull the front right off of and stuff in. So that's one way. I'm going to show you the other in a few seconds, just as soon as I take this back apart. Alright, so I've taken this back out and I'm ready to show you the other one. Obviously, you're still going to want your drive coated. But this time, what we're doing is we're going to turn it into a drawer. Unlike the other one, which you could screw this into and put it in any real case you want, this one will really only work if you have the rack mount, like I do. But basically, we're going to turn this into a drawer. Still nice. You could stealth it just as easily, and it just pulls out. I mean, with the other one, you're going to have like a little door hanging out. Yeah, this one will be nice and clip in and lock in when you're not using it. So, first thing you want to do is, I have the casing here, but we no longer need the top. So I'm going to unscrew the top off. 3 little quick screws on this one. Alright, so we got our top off and we got the basic tray for whatever's left of the drive. This is where your your drive cover is really going to come into play, because you are going to put this right on here. It's going to be like so, and actually let me get the one I pre-mounted. But basically, you're going to take your cover. Of course, you're going to want to remove all the clips off of it. And by now, you should know how to do it if you've ever stealthed a drive. If you've ever stealthed your drive. But cut them off, sand it down if you want to, just to make it look nicer when you pull the drive out. But here's one that's pre-done. I'm just going to tape it for time's sake. But super glue, or honestly something better than transparent duct tape, would be a better option. So I'm just going to take this up just to give you a rough idea.
While you're doing this, I'm going to talk. There's like this countdown, and I don't know. It's just like, it's going to happen after 0. Keep going, Tabby.
Alright, so we got the basic drive thing. I'm just going to tape this, like I just said, I'm just going to tape this for time's sake and because I don't have any super glue on me. But it's obviously something you're going to want, like I said. Again, you're going to want to put your mounting bracket back on. So, take another second and screw these back on. So we got our basic, it's all screwed in. So, I'm just going to come over here, put this in perspective for you, side of it. Might be a little stiff if you haven't used them before, probably because I'm using tape, so it's pushing out, but you get the idea. You're just gonna, it looks like there's nothing there. Again, like I said before, you can take your drive apart and use the bezel for the thing and make it look like it's another drive. But basically, open it up, pull in your tabs, you can shove stuff in there, you're done. You slam it back in and it's done. So, easy way to hide stuff or put stuff away to get it off your desk.
Put stuff in.
For example, we can put some DV tapes in here. So, open it up. Of course, I can't open it up with one hand. We'll throw some DV tapes in there.
No,
And look, now I can
find your secret sex tape.
Now, that, or you can take your DV tapes to the next LAN party you're going to record for I don't know what reason. So, having said that, that's the end of this mod. You want to get in touch with me and let me know if you've done it or if you got any problems or any other suggestions you want to make, improvements, I don't know, let me know. But you can contact me. We got, my screen name is TechCentric Nick. Email address is nick@techcentric.org, or you can call the hotline, which is now toll free, 866-667-1337. You can leave a voicemail message right on the main TechCentric line, or if you want to get me directly, extension 1339. Thank you. Now I'm going to go off and kill this dead DVD.
I noticed you got a drawer for stuff.
Yes, you can put stuff in the drawer, and you can take stuff out of the drawer. And while things are in the drawer, you can take the drawer to different places. So
Sounds like a good old-fashioned drawer.
it does, and yeah. So what we got coming up next?
First, we got a message from our friends over at the Crappiest Podcast.
Mm-hmm. And how?
And how?
Hello everyone, and today I will be showing you two of my favorite freeware programs, ones that I use on a regular basis. One that I use absolutely every day, and the other one is probably just once in a while. You know, it helps clean up. So let me show you what those are. Alright, so the first program we have for you today is it's called JDisk Report. And basically what it does is it gives you a pie graph, you know, list, whatever, of the biggest files on your hard drive. It's very useful for if you're trying to clear up space, for capturing video, you know, saving your favorite podcasts, stuff like that. You can see what's the biggest on your hard drive and what you don't need, and it's very useful. So if you need to delete something, you can't delete it right from the program, but once you know, it'll tell you where it's located at, and once you delete it in, you know, real time, it gets rid of it in the program. So, you know, this is very dynamic. You can see it. It's active, and the website for this is www.jgoodies.com/freeware/jdisk-report. That's where you can get it from. Freeware, very helpful. I recommend it. Alright, so the second program I have for you today is called AIM Ad Hack. This is very useful. I use this on a regular basis. What you do is you can install their program into AIM, and it gets rid of all the spyware, crapware, everything that AIM installs when you install the program. Stuff like Wild Tangent, WeatherBug, Viewpoint Media Player. Something like, I don't know, 2 a.m. in the morning, and you're on the internet, surfing the internet, and you hear a movie trailer or like a song like, you know, Ja Rule bumping in the hood. Something like that. You don't want to hear that. A ringtone in the middle of the night. No. You want to be using the internet to its fullest capabilities and not hearing AIM dancing around doing crap. So that's what AdHack is for, and it gets rid of all that. There are versions for 5.9. There's one for Triton, which it's in the beta version. There's one for Triton, and I recommend it. It's really cool. It gets rid of all that crap, cleans up AIM, makes it much more functional, and it's free. Why not, right? And so check it out. This is available at aimadhack.webhop.net. Alright, so that's the two programs. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, if you wanted to know the web addresses again, just rewind. Yeah. So you can email me at steve@techcentric.org for those. And if you have a program that you'd like me to review, you know, you found some cool freeware, go ahead and give me a ring. At our new hotline, it's 1-866-667-1337. Alright, I'll see you later. So we were absolutely blown away by that crappy-ass podcast promo. We definitely recommend you check out their podcast. It's really interesting. But so much blowage that we were 30 feet or so away from where we were before. And there's chairs here, and that's good.
I like this place better.
Chairs are better.
Chairs are better.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, with that was the last segment of our episode.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna be doing more apps segments?
Hopefully I will. Yes, it seems like it was a pretty good success. So, I mean, I want to review more apps.
What we gonna call it? Apps with Steve? Doesn't rhyme like surfing with Steve.
Mm.
I'll have to come up with another clever name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway. Next time.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, this was one of our shorter episodes. We really just want to kind of get something out there for you guys to watch. It's been a while, again. We apologize for that, but you know how it goes. You know how it goes. It's rough. It's really rough. And all the ladies chasing us. You know, oh, we love your radio podcast. Oh yeah.
Right. Well, anyway. So, well, is there anyone that you'd like to thank?
Yeah, major props over to Infonomicon crew, of course. BinRev crew, it's Infonomicon and BinRev.com. Everybody go check out hack5.org, they're cool. I'm sure you already know about them.
Hack5, what's that?
Hack5?
No.
Anyway, everybody over at IRC channel, that's irc.hack5.org, pound TechCentric. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, our website is www.techcentric.org. In case you're seeing this on YouTube or something like that, he's Steve at techcentric.org, Will at techcentric.org. Insert name here at techcentric.org. Got one last thing tonight. It's going to be our trivia question. Why don't you, what's that trivia question? You came up with this one.
All right. So, in episode 1, in the very first VoIP Toys, the question is, what is the processor speed of Will's Asterisk at home machine? And first person to send us an answer, correct answer, in one of our emails, either Will, Steve, or Nick at techcentric.org, will win a very authentic TechCentric hat.
Yes.
Goes on your
They're
head.
nice.
Mhm.
Custom embroidered. I do believe I said that in the episode too. So
I
should be.
think so.
If
Check
I
it
didn't
out.
say it in episode 1, it's in something. So go review all your footage. Anyway, this is episode 5. Hope you have a good day.
Winter.
Winter, week, day, month,
Winter
or
is
year.
terrible.
Winter is not fun. Anyway,
Won't be filming outside anymore. All right. See you later.
bye.